What's up? I've been slacking so bad. I don't know, the fires, the smoke, the heat of summer, just I have not followed my own advice that I give you guys. When people message me is like, pick at your stuff, even if it's like a half an hour here or there, just do it. And I haven't been doing it, so I'm gonna do it right now. I actually went through and knocked out my push rod problem. The problem I was having before is I was trying to use like this turn method on the cam base lobe, and you're supposed to get a certain amount of turns when it hits the 22 foot-pounds of torquing down the rockers. And I was getting inconsistent stuff, so I got nervous, and so I just kind of just walked away from it. Started the transmission stuff, and then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna get back on this because I would like to get the valve covers on, get the intake on, and just have this kind of at a point where it's like ready to go. Because when this is ready to go, I want this ready to go. And basically, it's almost like I'm redoing my whole swap. I got so much to do in this. Engine and trans is getting swapped out. Fuel tank is getting dropped for a bigger pump. I'm gonna redo some fuel pump wiring. I'm gonna relocate the battery to the trunk. So it's gonna be like, I feel like I'm redoing my whole swap, but I feel that's part of like the refining process of, you know, once you get something going, you kind of just see what areas you want to change and improve on. And that's where I'm at right now, is I want this car to not just be cool for driving around town. I want this car for road trips. I want to go good distances with this car. So it's kind of like the front end when I switched from the springs to coilovers. You know, it's like the stuff I started with was good and it was fine, but I want to make it better and I want to take it to another level with this stuff. So that's not only for turbo prep, but for reliability, because this engine has a lifter tick, but reliability. This transmission makes a crap load of noise, reliability. Overbuilding transmission for the power I'm gonna put at it, hoping that this is gonna be fine, which I think it will be. You know, running turbo in like a conservative, reliable way, but still having enough power to like step on it and burn the tires on the freeway. I don't know. That's probably stupid. Anyways, yeah, that's what I'm going for. So that's why a lot of stuff's getting redone. It's not because it doesn't work and not because it was horrible when I put it in there, but because it's a learning process and an evolving process that you get to a certain point, you just want things to be better. And that's where we're at. So this right here was the saving tool for getting this done. This is the adjustable push rod. And without this tool, I feel like you're in the ballpark, but with this tool, you're on the money. So I did the process of adjusting and figuring out the length of push rods I need. And so I went ahead and I ordered push rods, and they are here. And they are the length that I need. So I'm gonna pop them in here. We're gonna torque these all down to 22 foot-pounds, and then we're gonna put the valve covers on and have that closed up. And the next thing we'll do is the manifold. Okay, all the push rods are in. A lot of people just reuse the original ones, but as I looked at some of these, I didn't want to, because like this end looks totally fine, but this end has like definitely shaped wear marks. And then I feel like a lot of those had these. So I feel better using those. Plus they're the right length and they have the correct preload. So that should make optimal performance out of this setup. So cam, lifters, springs, push rods, stock rockers, reconditioned heads, new timing chain, new oil pump, and I think this is gonna be good. I'm gonna go ahead and put the valve covers on now. Look at that. Okay, now that we got the valve covers on, I want to get this intake on. And before I put this on, I kind of want to look inside and see how nasty it is in there. I got some last minute cleanup to do in this before we put it on, but I kind of want to run the scope in there. So I am going to set this up real quick and then run it in there just to see what it is. I don't want to like fire this thing up and have it suck a bunch of crap inside the engine. So we're just going to take a quick scope look on this real first. Let me get this all set up. All right, I'm gonna try and show you guys this at the same time, but this is a little tricky. Okay, I'm gonna let you see where I'm at. I know it's so hard to tell. Okay. I'm trying, guys. This isn't working very well. I'm just gonna scope it real quick and then I'll let you know if I see anything. I'm just cleaning these up because they went from looking like this to this in just a matter of like a minute. So I'm going to keep on doing all these. I want to put these back on all clean. I did the same thing with the valve cover bolts. So I'm going to keep on cleaning these up. There's 10 of them. Got the steam port done on the back too. Those guys. I didn't really clean the back ones that well because they're not really seen anyways, but this is just sitting up here. There's some dirt in there. I'm gonna get a new hose on this before I put that on there. And then I'm gonna try and do some buffing on the front of those and see if I can get the front of the heads cleaner than that because they're kind of nappy. Anyways though, I'm gonna try and pick at stuff like this more often because I tell you guys you should and then I don't even do it. So I just run into stupid things like over here on my transmission. This is the bushing that came with the tail shaft housing, and when you go to put it in, it shouldn't push. It shouldn't do that. Like that. It should not be. You should have to pound that in, press it in. And so here's the old one. Kind of looks like that, but the stuff I find out is stuff I like stew on for like a week because I don't know what to do, and I hate asking. I don't want to bug the transmission guys over and over and over on questions, so I find that if I research it, I eventually find the answers, which I did. So I guess the newer models have a bushing which is just a hair larger, and this, it stopped right there, so this one definitely needs to be pressed in. And so this is the kind of stuff that's in the directions that it doesn't tell you about, and you don't find out until you get to a point where like, well, why doesn't this fit? And then you find out through research that it's because for some reason I have an oddball and it needs a different one. So yeah, that's the kind of stuff I run into. And then just other stuff that slows me down, like I lose or I totally bend clips like this, and then I have to go try to find and buy new ones, but it's all part of the process. So the next thing I'm gonna do is this guy, and let's see, look at the tips of those. Turn this light on so you guys can see. Look how nasty those are. Jeez. Oh my gosh, look at that one. Those are so bad. That's the first time I've actually looked at those. And the only reason I did was because I just bought some injector O-rings, but then I started thinking, well gosh, what end is this for? Is it for this end or this end? Or maybe it's the same and I should have bought two sets. But I'm looking at those. Is there any self-cleaning you guys can do? I mean, can you like take off this injector and soak the whole thing in like, oh, drain, little fella, you got this. Drain out all your juices. Oh, there's some more. Oh, go like this. Shake it up, let it transfer over, and drain. Gosh, I love the smell of gas. I don't know if you guys do. Anyways, is there a way to like soak these without sending them out to be cleaned? That's another thing too, is like I just really want to get new injectors, but I don't know. Maybe if I can't find a way to clean these at home, then I'll just wait until I can transfer these over. So I guess the next thing I could do in the meantime is clean these up. I think I'll totally take these apart and clean them off, paint them if they need it, and then install them, get these mounted on the valve covers, but I don't want to do it unless they're nice and clean. I just want to take a little bit extra time and clean this stuff. So technically this motor is ready to go in, but I just want to get some of those small things over there ready, and then yeah, I don't know. I don't want to take my car apart yet. I don't want to have it down just yet. Update. That's a perfectly blue sky. There are still fires, but they're nowhere near us anymore. I mean, I guess technically they are, but we're in the clear. Not to say that something couldn't crazy happen, but for now, we're in the clear and everything's back to normal. The air quality is back to normal. And I don't know, just super thankful. So stuff like that makes me don't want to have my car down for long. But coming up here, it's going to be down. It's going to be down for a good amount of time. Get these two mounted up, get it running and driving before I even think about mounting that. So. Looks like I'm a few short. It's okay, I could take them off the other motor, but I'm gonna take whatever's cleaner on the coil packs and use them. This one actually has a busted piece right there, so definitely gonna have to use one of those ones.